Okay, in this session, we will be discussing about the platform, how you guys have to log in, and how you have to get a task, and how you have to work on the platform. And secondly, we will discuss the guidelines, the specific and simplified guidelines with you, so like you can have a better understanding of the project, as well as we will discuss some quality points, quality assurance points, so like you guys can note it down and you can follow those while you guys are working. So this is a platform. You just have to log in into this platform with the IDs which are assigned to you, Okay. Then you have to go into this My Jobs. Then here you have to go to Annotation tab. Okay, and then soon you click on the annotation button. You will see that here there are some languages: French, German, CZAC, Dutch, Filipino, and Vietnamese. The language which is assigned to you will be informed to you by your team leader, and you have to work on that specific language. So when you are working for the first time on the platform, you will see that there will be a label option. But when you are a returning person who is going to work again, like you have already started and you are again coming back on the platform, then you will have this continue option. But at the moment, I'm already working on the platform. That's why I have some continue buttons here and some are the labels. Okay, so first of all, we will be discussing some guidelines. I'm not going to read the whole guidelines for you. I will just give you some basic understanding, an overview, and you guys can read it out later. So, and if you guys have any questions while you guys are in the session, you guys can uh, use the chat box, or you guys can just use your mic to ask questions. Okay, and secondly,
Actually,
yeah, can we continue? Okay, so the first thing is that if you have any image which is not in the right orientation, then you have to change the orientation by using some buttons which are on the platform. I will show you later. Let me just open a task for you so I can show you the things respectively. Okay, for example, the image orientation is wrong. For now, this orientation is correct. But if any of the images which you are getting while working on the platform, if any of the images is in the wrong orientation, then you have to use these buttons to change the orientation. Okay. So the first point is just basically about that you have to change orientation of the image. Then we have a thing. For example, there's a word like there's a sentence, and in that sentence there are two words with different text font size. Okay, with different font size. For example, here you can see the font size was a bigger, and there here we have a lesser size. So in that case, you have to make two different boxes. But if the text is in the same font size, then you have to make only one single box. Okay, then we have, for example, between two words, if there is a space of more than two characters, like this, if the space is more than two characters, then you have to split the boxes into two separate boxes. But if the space is less than two characters, then you have to make only one box for that text. uh, then we have, for any like curved text or the text which is not in the right alignment, okay, then you have to use the polygon boxes. So like you can fit the text within the box boundaries. Then we have these type, if any of the if in any of the image there are some QR codes or some barcodes, then you have to make the boxes, and you have to put this tag in the transcription box for the QR code, and this tag in the transcription box for the barcodes. Okay. Then we have, if any of the text which is written like this in vertically, then you have to create a normal box in a column way, and then you have to do the transcription as you do normally for the other text. And then we have okay, so these type of indicators or these type of UI symbols, for these type of signs, there's no need to do any annotation. We just have to do the annotation for the text. Okay, like this. For these arrows, there's no need to create any boxes. Just make boxes for this visible text. Then let's go further. No need to create any boxes on these type of UI symbols. Okay. Then uh, we have these two tags, this one, and then we have another which is hashtag. I will explain this thing later while we are working on the platform. Uh, and then below, in the on this section, we have some facts and figures, some question and answers. You guys can reach it out, so you can have a better understanding of any real time examples or scenarios which causes some trouble to some of the members. And here you can see, then when we are working on the platform, when we are making some boxes, you guys have to use these lines, these vertical and horizontal lines, and as well as these boxes as a reference. So like you can make sure that none of your box border is cutting off the text. Okay, like we need to make sure that our text is within the box, but none of the border is cutting off any part of the text. Okay, then for these type of overlapping examples, you can see that do it yourself is overlapping this word. So for these type of words, we have to use polygon boxes, and we have to make sure that we minimize the overlapping as much as possible. And here the same thing is written. For the data with a small part of overlap in the text, it is necessary to use polygons for annotation to minimize the overlapping area. You can use polygons in the figure yourself to avoid too much overlap with the red couch above. Okay, so like this is the right example of how you have to make a box and how the text should be fitted within a box. You can see here that all of these edges are properly aligned and none of the border is cutting any part of the text. Here you can see it as well. This is the fit example. Then now here below we have some question and answers with real-time examples and images. You guys can reach it out and read it yourself. Now we are moving towards the platform where we will do real-time annotation, and all the queries will be solved there. Okay, so this is the image you can see here. Let me open some other, which have some more examples, so like I can. Okay, so here we have an example. By the way, you can by the right click of the mouse, you can drag the image. Okay, and with the help of plus and minus key, you can zoom in and zoom out. Okay, so uh, I'm going to clear all of this annotation results, so like we can do the annotation from the scratch. Okay, so this is an image. Now what we have to do? First of all, we have to make a proper box. But before making the box, we have to identify what type of box are we going to make. So for the straight text, which is in the straight alignment, you can see here the text is starting from this side and it's ending here. It's in a straight line. It's in a straight alignment. None of the alphabet is in any of misalignments. Like the C starting from here and S is ending here, which is in a straight line. But if any other case, like if the text is curved or the text is misaligned, like it's a frequent, it's a specifically it's not on the same place, like there's a little bit fuzziness in that uh, alignment, then you have to use this polygon box. But in my case the text is in the same alignment, then going to use this quadrilateral box. Now what you have to do, here you can see that I have these red lines in the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, like the vertical and horizontal lines. I'm going to use these lines as my reference to make sure that none of my borders cut off any side or any part of the text. So I'm just going to place a first stop here, point here. Then I'm going to draw it further. Now see this. Now here I'm leaving some space as well for the safe side, that there should be no cutoffs like this. Now here again, I'm going to place my third point, and now here I'm going to end my fourth point. And as soon I click on this fourth point, the box will be created. Now here, as soon we create a box, we have 4 types of attributes. The first one is handwriting, the second one is of orientation, and the third one is of language. Now, what does this attribute does? For example, the text which is in the box is a handwritten text, then you have to click on true. But in this case, it's a printed text. That's why we have selected false here. Now, as in the start, I've told you that if we are rotating any image because of the wrong orientation, then we have to select whether you have rotated that image in 90 degrees or 180 degrees or 270 degrees, then you have to select this respectively. Then we have language. Now here in this box, we can see that the language, by the way, the best way to detect the language between German and English for any alphabets or any words which are written in the English format, in the English writing, then we have to select English here. But the other which are in the German or French or Czech or Vietnamese or Filipino or Italian or Dutch, any other, if it's in the same language, then we have to select that language. Like for in this example, it's in the German language. That's why I'm going to select German here. Okay, so this is the way. Now here you can see that the transcription was automatically um, recognized, but we have to make sure that our text is properly matching with the box. So I can see that CASSAMBA and BALIS. So it's totally fine and correct. Okay, then I'm going to make a new box. But before going further, let's discuss some more simplified guidelines which we have created for you. Now here you can see that we have some boxes, some specific simplified points. The first one is boxes must be close to text, no gap. Now here, no gap means that there's no need to leave big gaps while you are making the boxes. Your box should be close, but it should not touch or cut off the text. Okay. Then the second point we have boxes must not cut the words. The third point we have for any character, for any alphabet which cannot be typed by using the keyboard. For example, if I show you respectively, here you can see that we have 2 dots on the U here again. Now these type of characters are the pure German alphabets. We can't type it using our normal keyboard. So what you have to do, you have to go to Google and search for that language. For now we are working on German, so I'm going to search German orthography. Okay, and on the first website on Wikipedia, I can find, like, I can see all of the words which are used in German language, right? You can see here the U with the 2 dots in the upper letter and in the lower case. So like this, you can uh, copy and paste and then use it in your transcription. So you have to make sure that your transcription is word to word correct within the box text. Next, now the other point we have, if there's more than 2 spaces between the characters or the character size is different, then box must be separated. Now what does it mean? For example, let's take an example of this Coca-Cola. For example, there is a gap of more than 2 spaces, okay, or the font size. The Coca-Cola is in a different font size, the Coca is in a different font size, and Cola is in a different font size. Then we have to split this text in 2 different boxes. But in this case, there's the gap is less than 2 boxes, and even though the text font size is the same. So we will be making a single box. Okay. So first of all, let's make a box here. And the third one we have for symbols, use specific tag. For any symbols like a dollar sign, euro sign, plus, minus, divide, multiply, and at the rate, and these type of signs which are not related with punctuation marks, for those type of symbols you have to use specific text attribute. And for any punctuation mark like comma, full stop, uh, and the other things, you have to use a punctuation attribute. But here you can see that select the punctuation attributes only when there is a separate punctuation mark. For example, due to the spaces between the words or due to the mismatch of the font size, you have created a separate box for only the punctuation mark, for only single punctuation mark. Then in that case, you have to select punctuation attribute. But if the punctuation is with the text or is with a digit, is within a digit, then there's no need to select the punctuation mark. I'm going to show you a real example in a moment. Then we have for cut words, use like for the blur words, which you know that it's German, but you are not able to identify. For example, there's a word, bike. Okay, the bi is clearly visible, but ke is fuzzy or it's blurry, and you are not able to identify it. What do you have to do? You have to make a single box, transcribe the letters which were clear, like bi you will type, and for k and e, which is blurry, you have to place uh, this hashtag. And same as it is, if there's a whole lines, if the whole line is blurry, then you have to place 3 hashtags. But if there's a part of a text which is covered by the image or which is not identifiable, you are not able to identify whether it's English, German, or it's a digit, you are not sure, then at that case you have to make a single box and you have to place uh, this sign, this tag. Okay, so now we are going towards the platform. Please, before starting the annotation, please tell me if ask if there are any questions. Any question which are related to the guidelines, or we should we start doing the annotation? You guys can use chat box as well, and you guys can use your mics as well. Okay, I guess there are no questions, so we're continuing further. Now here, again, the text is properly in the same alignment, so I'm going to make another box. Basically, I'm doing very random boxing, so don't uh, point out me that I'm touching the text or I'm giving much gaps. I'm just doing it randomly. Okay, then here you can see that I'm just going to make a random box here like this, but you have to make boxes precisely. Now here you can see that the transcription have uh, recognized automatically. Now please, anyone can tell me what type of attribute should I select here? I want to answer now. Like I want to know that if the guidelines are clear to you guys, so you guys can like tell me what attributes I will select here for this text. See if there will be no answer. Yeah, I need the answer. You guys can use chat box, but I want to know the answer for the attributes. What attributes I will be selecting for this text? Yeah, let me check it out. No, not English. Anyone else? No, it's not other. Yeah, it's German and as well as, yeah, correct. The person who have answered German is totally right. Now here we have encountered that some of the people are also selecting this punctuation tag as well, because like they are seeing that there is a punctuation mark, so they are selecting this punctuation tag as well. But this is totally wrong. There's no need to like select punctuation whenever the punctuation is within a text or digit. Okay, so like but if you are making a single box, a separate box just only for the punctuation mark, then in that case you have to select the punctuation tag. But whenever the punctuation is within a text or with a digit, then there's no need to select any punctuation mark. Now let me make another question, another box, and I will ask the same question: what type of attributes are needed to be selected here? I'm making a random box. Please don't go on a side that you have to make it like this. No, you have to make sure that you are making it precisely. Now tell me, what type of boxes should attribute should I select here, and what's the mistake in the transcription? I'm waiting for your answers in the chat box. Can you please speak a bit louder? Actually, it's
Digit
okay, digit and
and punctuation.
okay, so Sandhya, if I'm pronouncing your name right, basically, as I've told you already, whenever the punctuation mark is within a text or is it with a digit, then there's no need to select the punctuation tag. But whenever you are just making a single box, an individual box for only punctuation mark, then for that box you have to select punctuation mark. But here you can see that we have text and digit as well. So the text is in English, okay, and we have digits. So I'm just going to select digit here, and that's it. Nothing more. Okay. So this is the thing. Now again, I'm going to make another box, and you have to tell me what attributes we have to use here. As well as you have to make sure that the spaces, we have to give the spaces in the transcription same as it is, which is in the text. Now tell me what attributes we have to select and what's the mistake in this transcription. Waiting for your answers.
This is digit and punctuation.
See, once again, I've told you that whenever the punctuation is with a digit or with a text or anything, okay, then we don't have to select the punctuation tag. We have to just select punctuation tag when we are creating a single individual box just only for punctuation. Okay, but here you can see that we have digits, so we have to select digit. Yeah, Sandhya's answer is right. Digit. Then here we have the multiply, and then we have an euro sign. So we have selected a specific symbol. But again, there's one more issue in this box, which is not related to the attributes, but it's related to the transcription. Can anyone tell me What's the mistake here in the transcription? Yeah, spaces. And for the spaces, we have to make sure that we are giving the spaces according to the text. The spaces should match. So here I can see that there are two spaces between this here and here. So I'm going to give two spaces like this, then this, and then this. Okay. So this was the thing. I guess now it's pretty clear that how you have to do the transcription and the attributes. Now here, once again, I'm going to make another box for you and you have to tell me what attributes you have to select. And please be fast because like the meeting time is going to end in just 6 minutes. What attributes you need to select here?
Hello.
Digit and specific symbol, totally correct. And what about this? I'm not going to create a box, just tell me what about this. The euro and 4, 0, 0.
Digit and specific symbol.
Totally correct. Totally correct. So I guess like the attributes and the boxing guidelines are totally clear and understandable to you. Now here, tell me for this line of the text, what we have to do? Will be making a single box or two separate boxes?
Separate. I
Separate. Yeah.
think separate.
Yeah, totally. Because like we have the space is uh, greater than two spaces. That's why we have to make two separate boxes. First one is for this word, for this text, and the second one is for this 7%. Okay, and for 7% we have to select digit and specific attribute, and here we just have to select German. Okay, now here we have an example. You can see that the text is now cut. It's cutting. It's like unidentifiable. So what we have to do, basically, I'm going to ask you what we have to do. Let me just make a box and tell me what should be the transcription.
Unsure.
Let me just create a box. Okay, now I've just made a very random box, but please try not to copy my thing. You have to make sure that you are doing the boxing very precisely. Now tell me what type of attributes I have to select here and what should will be the transcription for this.
Unsure. Unsure.
Yeah, okay, unsure then, and in the transcription, whatever transcription, what should we put? A hashtag or the tag which we are using, this one tag that we show you. Which one should we use? The hashtag or this tag? Which one?
Last
Okay,
one.
last one, yeah.
As the
Because like yeah, whenever we are selecting this attribute for unsure, it means that we are not sure whether it's German or it's a digit or it's an English language. So basically, just select, drop two brackets and place a star in between of them. Okay. So I think so. It's uh, too much clear now. Let me open another image for you. We'll see any type of examples out there. Hmm. Okay, so here you can see this character. Basically, it's a German character which you can't type by using your keyboard. So you can search it out on Google. Now here again, this is the same thing. We have to make a box, unsure, and then last tag. And one more thing, we have a German beta like this. German beta. Okay. So majority people, what they do for this beta, they just type a normal B like this, which is totally wrong. You have to make sure that whenever this beta sign is there, you have to copy paste uh, the same thing. I guess it's pretty clear now. So any questions related to the guidelines or any other things? Now here you can see the text was curved, so we have created a polygon box. Let me tell you how you have to create a polygon box. Let me just delete it first. So you have to select this polygon option from here. And normally, as you are making the boxes, you have to make sure that there is a small gap So your text is not cutting off. Then just start placing the points like this. I'm doing it randomly, but you have to make sure that it's totally correct on your side. Like this. Just put the points